All right. First of all, I got asked by the family to speak, and I'm just honored and delighted. We're all here to celebrate 20 years of Moe coaching junior football. I realize, Moe, that this is kind of odd because there's a lot of ways that this is similar, frankly, to a funeral. First of all, it's a surprise.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh crap!
Oh yeah. When Moe Lickteig don't find something out, even last night in the bar, there's problems.
Second of all, people are free to come and go between 5 and 8, which is also known as a visitation.
That's about right.
And of course, third, a lot of people have come from a long way, family and friends, and given up their time to come and honor you, including several of us that aren't all that fond of you. But we'd feel guilty if we didn't come. So, but the ways this isn't like a funeral, number one, there aren't many Catholic priests that would let a Lutheran like me speak. Second of all, although I know that you have certainly invoked the name of God on the sideline and in the huddle,
did I, boys?
It sometimes hasn't been in the most Christian way. And third, there may be people that are here that perhaps have beer in their cooler in their trunk. Actually, I take that back. That's exactly like your funeral. So,
Absolutely.
We want to recognize some folks, though, first of all. And if you can start by raising your hand. Sponsors of Moe's football team through the year. Mitch? How long has Mitch been with you, by the way?
About 8 years.
Okay, wonderful.
And then I've had Northwest Concrete Cutting. I had the chiropractor, Doc and Jazzy out there a couple of years. Who did I first start out with? Are these pictures from Pizza Ranch?
Yep. Yeah.
Now, let me tell you people something. They're so good when you go to ask them. Hey, will you spend? No problem. No problem, Mo. I mean, that's still Rapids. You know, and it's just like, well, we'll talk about a few more coaches, but man, it was no problem, Mike.
Right.
I said, it was, hey, I need help. Hey, no problem. Well, whatever you need. Jim Langer told me, he says, anything you need from the NFL, you call me. I'll try to get you whatever you guys think you need for your program. I mean, it just ain't me, guys. It's our sponsors. Mitch has done a great job for me.
Let's give them
and all the other ones.
Yeah, give them a round.
Absolutely.
Now, let me get to this. Now, raise your hand if you've been a coach on Moe's sideline.
A good one. No, I said, hey, you can't beat him. You can't beat him. I know, I don't know if he's here or not. Joe Murphy? I tell you, I keep begging him to come back. Matt, I keep begging him to come. You know, but now I said, I got 8, 9 coaches, right? And every other team kind of shakes their head. Where's Jeff Trail? He goes, why does he need?
There he is.
Number of coaches, Mo. It's just you in general.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How many of you are parents that have had more than one kid play for Moe? See? You didn't scare them all off on the first run. That's good.
No.
That's good.
I tried.
And how many of you are parents of kids that have gone on and played varsity football at either Dell's Pub or St. Mary? That's pretty darn good. Mo, 20 years is amazing. 20 years of doing anything is amazing, but 20 years of being a positive influence on kids, that's tough to beat. So enjoy the evening.
I will. Thank you.
Have anything to say? Anything more, I should say.
I've told the parents how many times at our meetings and stuff, thank you for having boys. For having boys that I don't have. You know, I keep telling my daughters I want that one of them, but I'll take what I got. They all work pretty hard. They do. Before I forget, Nick, you got a meeting tomorrow night down at Sanford. Where's he at? You take off? Okay. You got a meeting tomorrow night, right? We start Tuesday night, boys. I'm not done coaching yet. All right? I said, no, thank you, guys. I said this. I don't do it for this. I don't. I do it for our program.
That's why you're good at it.
Well, thank you.
All right. In the meantime, we've got some refreshments over there, too. Thanks so much to the Lickteig daughters for pulling this together, and Grace, of course, too. But it was all they're doing. So,
I didn't know.
Yep.
So you're not mad at us, you're going to be mad at you.
Yeah, no, I'm not. This is unbelievable. This is too much. I don't deserve this even.
Thanks so much for coming. Feel free to look at all the pictures. Make sure you sign the banner over here, too, before you leave. In the meantime, again, just hang out, relax, and walk down memory lane for a while. Thank you all for coming out. This is awesome.
Thank you. Hey, bud.
Stay sitting. Stay sitting.
Lee Palmer with Big Sioux Media down at Moe Lickteig's 20th year of junior football coaching celebration in City Park. Welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Why don't you give a little background? How did you end up starting? No sons to begin with, so how did you end up start coaching junior football?
My daughter approached me, and she said, Dad, she brought a piece of paper and put it in my face, and it said, South Dakota junior football. So I looked at it, and I said, yeah, right, this is tackle football. You're a girl, you. So I threw it on the floor. She picked it up, Lee, and put it right back in my face and said, Dad, I want to play. So I said, here's the deal. Ooh, $50. I said, okay. I said, whatever you do, you're gonna stick it out and you're gonna end it out. And I'll tell you what, she ended up being, over the years, one of my best blockers. So.
How did you get involved then coaching for these 20 years? Did junior football come to you? Did you go to them? How did that?
I was helping out the first year with Dell's team. And, of course, all the coaches were fourth grade dads, so they were going to be moving up. So they said, who are we going to get to run this next year? And they all looked at me, and I said, okay. So it was pretty... cut and dried, I was going to be the coach.
So most people, myself included, once your kids are done, you're done coaching. What's made you stay 18 more years?
The kids. The things they do, the things they say, the hard work they give you, that's what I do it for.
We did a little number crunching, your daughters and I, as they were planning this. 20 years, we figured 200 kids minimum. 300 practices, probably 185 games. As you look back, what are some of the memorable things over the past 20 years?
There's so many, Lee. There's so many. I mean, it's a, and I don't like to. I've taken kids. We had jubilees back when we first started, and the Roosevelt boys, high school boys, were, who's that kid and who's that kid? They're just hitting hard. They were just hitting that hard, and you can't take that out of them. I mean, and of course, and I'm not going to name but I've had a lot of outstanding ball players over the year. A lot of them. Too many to name. Let's put it that way.
You talk to parents, you talk to people in this community, and you talk to people outside, and I talk to people outside this community, and we talk about the strength of the two schools. I mean, we've got two high schools in this town, two successful football programs. A lot of those people point back to junior football, and a lot of people point back to you because you've had those kids. One of the things, as having a parent, as a child that's played there, you've said it doesn't matter what school.
Absolutely.
Go play, go watch. Yeah. You've been a great proponent for both schools. When you see things like a St. Mary's playing in a championship game or Pub's three championships, do you take that sense of pride that you've been a part of that?
Oh, yeah. And people come up and they'll tell me, Mo, this is all because of you. No, it's not all because of me, Lee. You've been there with me through some time. it's my coaches, assistant coaches. It's my family that's allowed me to go out and do this and have a little fun. It's all the parents. I tell them when I first started our year, this ain't my team. This is our team. This is our team, and that's how I keep it.
There's a few things you've touched on in there that I want to expand on. Let's talk about Grace and the girls and the support that they've given you in the 20 years to coach football.
Oh, let's put it this way. They do. I come home and even my neighbor can tell if I've won or lost, and it's tough. But I don't like to lose. I don't like to lose, especially for the boys. You try to install winning in them, and that's But I'll tell you what, it's not for that W, but they play hard. They want that W. They want to win.
One of the things in your coaches meeting, because I've been through a couple of them, that you've always addressed, one of my favorite parts of the coaches meeting is when you address the moms. Can you tell the people that have never been in the coaches meeting the mom speech that you give?
Yeah, I can tell you. It's kind of funny you brought that up. I did say they got a Moms 101 football this year down in Sioux Falls. I just made sure that they're not going to learn more about the game than me. but I chuckle about that. But I always tell them, if you're not more involved in this by the end of the year than your husband, there's going to be something wrong. And I've had moms sitting there with posters and banners and shirts and hats and buttons, and it's outstanding, Lee. It is.
Let's talk a little bit about your coaching philosophy, because you don't do this for 20 years, and junior football doesn't allow you to do this for 20 years without having a strong foundation. So when you go in and you're getting ready for the season and you're ready to get the boys going, what's your philosophy because it's third and fourth graders, we're talking about 9 and 10-year-old boys.
I know. The first thing, and you've been there, like I've said, two things: play hard and have fun. If you don't want to do that, we might as well stay home. Play hard and have fun. And I said, the rest is going to fall into place. Johnny wants to be a quarterback, and Johnny, you're going to have to try harder. It just don't come overnight. You got to work, and they do. It's been that good.
Let's talk about a couple other things here quickly, and then I'm going to let you go because there's a lot of people here that want to talk to you. First of all, the nickname. How'd the nickname Big Daddy come about?
Well, the chair. I got a chair at home, and I told my girl stay out of Big Daddy's chair. All right. So then I said, I told the boys one night, you guys can call me anything. You can even call me Big Daddy, and that stuck. Just like a lot of our nicknames that have stuck over the years with these boys.
Let's talk about the other label that goes with Big Daddy. Any kid that's played for you, any kid that's played in Dells has been through the Big Daddy drill.
Oh, yeah.
For those of you that don't know what it is, this is a drill that Moe has developed where you have a running back coming, and it's teaching gang tackling where a tackler comes at each side of them, and then it's a goal line tackle. The kid's got to get back up, he's got to run, and go through the goal line to score the touchdown. First of all, A, where did it come from? And B, how do you feel about, this is a drill that 200 kids, if you say the Big Daddy drill, they know.
It's just, every year you try to upgrade. You have to, Lee. You got to stay with times. You got to make something more fun for them. Stuff like that. What can I do to improve these guys? That's the way you got to look at it. It was just a drill, just like running our little hills. It ain't much, but it's a drill where, you build their feet up, how to go down without, putting your hand down, cover the ball up. Just simple little things they'll learn over the years.
Let's talk about your sponsors, because you've had some good ones here in town. You talked about it earlier when Mike did the introduction.
Yep.
That you've went to people and done it. Let's talk about the last 8 years. Again, here's come Mitch Adams, no kids in the program, has been with you for 8 years.
Yep.
What do people like Kohler Funeral Home, Pizza Ranch, Mitch Adams, what does that mean to you when you go to them and there's no blink of their eye to say?
It means they're willing. It means the support in this town is outstanding, is what it means, Lee. I mean, it's that great. So I said, you know, when you go up and ask them, it's gone up every year, I think. Maybe it was a couple hundred now, and then last year it was 400. Now this year it's up to 500. But they don't blink an eye. Here you go, Mo, here's a check. Thank you, you know. And I said, Mitch and Shar have been so good with what I do and how I handle the boys and how I take care of them. So
Football's gotten a bad rap here in the past couple of years. Violent, concussions. We got to soften the game, things like that. What do you tell parents who may have kids that are in first, second grade saying, oh, we can't let our kids play football, they're going to get hurt?
Well, over my 20 years, I've had one kid hurt. So I take a lot of pride in two things: not letting my kids get hurt and not letting them quit. But I said, you know, hey, concussions can happen on the playground. It can happen at school. It can happen, you know, walking across the street. It can happen on the baseball diamond. You just got to be ready for it. Nothing's safe anymore. Nothing.
Personally, I want to thank you.
Thank you, Lee.
Nick's played for you for 2 years, and I can remember when he first started out. If we would have thought he'd be at today where he was 6 years ago, I don't know. But on behalf of this community, on behalf of anybody that's coached with you and the parents, I want to thank you personally for what you've done for this town for the past 20 years.
The same goes right back to you, all the things you and your family have done for me and the things you've helped taught me. And I said, it sticks with me, so thank you.
You bet. Thank you.